As we continue our FleadhFest journey, we remember all those enthusiastic and dedicated people who organised the Fleadhna at venues throughout the province. First Fleadh na Moon took place in Cashel in 1961, and our latest Fleadh was in Ennis in 2019. And what a change took place over the intervening years. Smaller crowds and smaller number of venues for competitions, increasing to, in recent times, over 20 venues being used. But the spirit of the Fleadh, I don't think, has changed. We think also of the All-Ireland Fleadhs that took place in the province. There were a total of 28 altogether. And we had Ennis and Clonmel and Thurles and Cashel. We had Dungarvan, and of course we had Listowel, which hosted Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann 14 times. Mar sin táimid Harvey buíochtas na daoine go léir, a debrig go dtíon díthallach chun fleathanna den sco a chur ar fáil dóin.
(1961). The first ever Fleadh Cheoil na Moon, held in Cashel, attracted a gathering of some 20,000 people. It was officially opened by His Grace Dr. Morris, Archbishop of Cashel and Emily, where he said that the widespread interest in Irish traditional music and Comhaltas Units showed that our traditional culture had the vigour to survive in the years ahead. Amongst the activities over the two-day event was the Pageant of the Flag, Brian McMahon's masterpiece, depicting some historic periods in Irish history. There were 25 different competition categories over the weekend, and over 500 competitors competed. Large numbers attended the competition venues, with many venues being packed to capacity. On Sunday night in the streets there was gaiety, dancing, singing and céilí music, which was much appreciated by the thousands of visitors as well as the people of Cashel. Mr. P.J. O'Brien, Chairman of Cashel Urban Council, thanked Munster Council of Comhaltas for allocating Munster's first Fleadh Cheoil na Moon to the ancient capital of Munster, Cashel of the Kings. It was, he said, a gesture appreciated by all Cashel citizens. 1962. Having previously staged Fleadh na hÉireann in 1956, Ennis was a proven venue at hosting the Fleadh, and the organising committee once again pulled out all the stops to organise the second Munster Fleadh with over 20,000 spectators attending. Special bus and train services were put in place from all over Munster during the weekend to facilitate all those travelling to Ennis for the Fleadh. National President of Comhaltas, Sylvester McConvig, a native of Clare, officially opened the Fleadh. Prior to the start of the competitions, a colourful parade was held through the streets of the town from the Fair Green, with over 20 local organisations participating. Over 400 competition entries were received, with some new competitions added this year, being newly composed ballads, newly composed tunes and fiddle slow airs. 4 dancing platforms were erected at various locations in the town, with dancing and music filling the streets. Some of the special events organised during the weekend included a special pageant written by Brian McMahon entitled Glór Réim an Chlár, a celebrity concert with special guests, the McPeaks from Belfast, and a special hurling match in Cusack Park. An audience of over 5,000 spectators attended the Senior Céilí Band competition held outdoors in Cusack Park, with the local Kilfenora Céilí Band winning the Munster title. 1963 was the turn of Dungarvan, County Waterford, to host the Fleadh. The town had previously hosted Fleadh na hÉireann in 1957. Though the weather was poor on the Sunday of the Fleadh, it didn't deter large crowds from braving the elements to enjoy the carnival atmosphere on the streets of Dungarvan. Speaking at the official opening in the town square, Sylvester McConvey National President of Comhaltas said, "There is a special beauty to the music of this country, and the least we can do is to preserve it for future generations." Archdeacon Power officially opened the Fleadh, congratulating Comhaltas for their work in reviving Irish music and dancing. 7 halls hosted the competitions, with 300 competitors participating, with Eileen Kelleher from Dungarvan winning the title of Best Overall Senior Competitor. The renowned Kincora Céilí Band played at the Fleadh Cheoil in the CSM Ballroom, with a celebrity concert in the Town Hall and Friary Hall, bringing the Fleadh to a close. Tributes were paid to Fleadh Chairman Liam Comerford and his organising committee for their efficient organisation of the first Munster Fleadh in Dungarvan. 1964 was Cork's turn to host the Fleadh, with the East Cork town of Mitchelstown proving to be a most suitable venue, with over 550 competitors from across the province attending. Chairman of the Fleadh Committee, Mr Sean Clancy, a native of Clare, was the founder of the branch in Mitchelstown and was the driving force behind bringing the Fleadh to the town. Speaking at the official opening, National President of Comhaltas, Sylvester McConvig, said that Comhaltas Ceolthaí Éireann has awakened the conscience of the nation and given fresh vigour to the preservation of our precious gems of music, song and dance. He also paid tribute to the organising committee for unselfishly devoting their time and energy to promote our native culture. The streets of Mitchelstown rang to the sound of music, with the town square filled with musicians and singers playing in impromptu sessions in between their competitions. 1965. Thousands of visitors flocked to Newcastle West in West Limerick for the 1965 Fleadh, which was opened by Reverend O'Brien, parish priest of Newcastle West. The organising committee, chaired by Padraig Collery, worked hard to ensure all was in readiness for the Fleadh. A special stage was erected in the town square, with musicians from across the province performing during the weekend in competitions, concerts and impromptu sessions. 1966. Over 20,000 visitors from across Munster attended the 1966 Fleadh in Castle Island. Speaking at the official opening, Fleadh Chairman Peadar O'Brusnachain welcomed a gathering of 20,000 visitors to the first Munster Fleadh in County Kerry. Sylvester McConvig, Kappa White County Tipperary, Chairman of the Munster Council, said if the youth of the country deserted their native music and language, that the nation would perish. However, he said he was convinced from the magnificence of the Castle Island Fleadh that the heart of the youth was with them and that the Irish nation would prevail. The junior competitions were favourably commented upon by the adjudicator Miss Preston from Dublin, who said the standard was the highest in her experience. A special Bowron competition was held in the hope of promoting the playing of the Bowron, so it would be included in the Fleadh in the future years, along with a special competition for family groups. During the week, patrons were also treated to a variety of other events, including a 1916 parade and symposium, a celebrity concert, film screenings of Misha Éire, a historical pageant and cabaret competitions. 1967. After successfully hosting the first Fleadh in 1961, the event returned to Cashel in 1967 with a record number of more than 1,000 competition entries for the Munster Fleadh competitions. Munster Council Chairman Sylvester McConvig said Cashel, the ancient capital of the Kings of Munster, was a most fitting venue for the Fleadh. To commemorate the centenary of the 1867 Fenian Rising, a pageant was staged in the grounds of the Presentation Convent by the Gorey branch of Comhaltas, under the direction of Tom Honan from Arklow. While inclement weather conditions meant there were few musicians and dancers to be found on the streets, the competition venues and all the town's pubs and hotels were packed with musicians and visitors. Festivities ended on Sunday night with the Fleadh Prize Winners Concert, which featured the Roscrea All-Ireland Scoríocht Group presenting their production of An Spalpín Fánach. Fleadh Secretary Laura Murrahu estimated that 20,000 people, including a large number of overseas visitors, had attended the Fleadh over the weekend. 1968. The Munster Fleadh remained in Tipperary in 1968, with Thurles hosting the Fleadh. The town had previously hosted Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann in 1959 and in 1965. To cater for the unprecedented demand, an accommodation office was opened to cater for the large number of visitors attending the weekend. The Fleadh opened on Saturday with an open-air céilí in Liberty Square. There was also a high standard of competition in all 66 competition events held across 6 venues in the town, with Fleadh Secretary Sean O'Callaghan ensuring all events ran off on schedule. Speakers at Sunday's official opening included the chairman of the Thurles branch, John Lanigan, the chairman of the Munster Council, Sylvester McConvey, and National President of Comhaltas Units. The Fleadh in Thurles certainly lived up to the motto of the organising committee, Fleadh agus Fáilte. In 1969, Comhaltas National President Láras Ó presided over the official opening of the Fleadh in 1969 in Dungarvan, which was a hugely successful weekend, favoured with brilliant summer sunshine. A new age group for under 11 competitors was introduced to the Fleadh this year, which saw a big increase in the number of competitors in the Fleadh competitions. Other events included 2 céileatha, along with a celebrity concert in the Friary Hall, featuring performances by Liam, Leo and Helen Rosen, Anne Mulqueen, Tommy Ray, Nicholas Tobin, Seamus Connolly and George Ross. Chairman of the Fleadh Committee Ned Keane said the standards in the competitions was the highest ever, with a record number of entrants competing. A notable feature of the weekend was the many street sessions to be found throughout the town, with a wonderful atmosphere prevailing during a memorable weekend in sunny Dungarvan.
On stage we have a selection of highly respected musicians, singers and dancers from the counties of Munster.
Or to you that you
Fleadh na Moon 1970 took place in the North Cork town of Charleville, hosted by the Charleville Newtown Shandrum branch of Comhaltas. The junior competitions were held on Saturday, July the 11th, with the senior competitions taking place on Sunday, July the 12th, in 6 venues in the town. Chairman of the Munster Council, Sylvester McConvey, officially opened the Fleadh. A novel competition included in the Fleadh programme was a special competition for the Siege of Ennis, with music supplied by the local Shandrum Ceilidh band. There was great celebration at the culmination of the Fleadh, with the local Charleville Brass and Reed band winning first place in the marching band competition. The Fleadh concluded with a Ceilidh on Sunday night in Cronan's Ballroom, to the music of the Duhallow Ceilidh band and a prize winners' concert in the parochial hall. The Fleadh returned to Limerick in 1971, with Kilmallock being given the honour to host the Fleadh. The Fleadh coincided with the annual Golden Veil Festival in the town and was opened by the Munster Council Chairman Sean O'Dhear. The competitions took place in the Courthouse, Vocational School and People's Hall, with Cork being declared the most successful county at the Fleadh at the conclusion of competitions. The renowned Tulla Ceilidh band from Clare provided music for the Fleadh Ceilidh. The All-Ireland Set Dancing Championship was one of the main highlights of the weekend, with 7 teams from Cork, Kerry, Limerick and Tipperary competing, with Ballyhaig from Kerry claiming ultimate honours. 1972 was a notable year for County Kerry, being the first time the Provincial and the All-Ireland Fleadh took place in the same county, with the village of Kilgarvan hosting Fleadh na Moon from July the 21st to the 23rd, before the All-Ireland Fleadh was staged the following month in Listowel. Kilgarvan had proven itself as a suitable venue for the Fleadh, having hosted Fleadh Cheoil for the previous 3 years. Fleadh Chairman Jackie Healy-Ray and his committee compiled a varied programme of events, including a band parade, a Ceilidh and a celebrity concert featuring Paddy O'Brien, Nora Butler, Tom Gleeson, Peadar O'Loughlin and Seamus Connolly. The introduction of 5 different age categories in 1972 saw a record number of 1,500 competitors taking part in the Fleadh competitions. The streets of Kilgarvan were thronged with musicians, with street dancing continuing in the streets until 6 a.m. in the morning, and it was deemed to have been a most successful weekend, with adjudicators commenting on the high standards of competition. Roscrea in North Tipperary was the host town for the 1973 Fleadh na Moon. Over 730 competitors participated, and all were loud in their praise of the organising committee, headed by Mauricio Pineda, for the efficient organisation of the weekend. 2 Ceilidh were held, with music provided by the Brosna Ceilidh band and the Mountain Road Ceilidh band. Speakers at the official opening were Brandan Ferter, Chairman of the Munster Council, and Laros O'Maracu, Orge Tuarahor Comhaltas Units, followed by a recital from the Tomás MacDonagh Pipe Band. Groups of singers gathered for impromptu ballad sessions at street corners, and at Rosemary Square hundreds of musicians gave an open-air concert to bring the Fleadh to a close. The Munster Fleadh was held in Ennis for the second time in 1974. Along with the Fleadh competitions held in 7 venues, there were a number of Ceilidh over the weekend, with music from the Ennis, Tulla, Kilfenora and Brosna Ceilidh bands, before the Fleadh concluded with a prize winners' concert on Sunday night in the Holy Family Hall. In a departure from tradition, the Fleadh official opening took place indoors for the first time in Queen's Hotel. In his opening address, Brandan Ferter, Chairman of the Munster Council and a native of the Kerry Gaeltacht, said that Comhaltas Units had the potential to play a key role in the revival of interest in the Irish language through music, song and dance. Unfortunately, it was a weekend of solid downpours, which impacted on outdoor sessions and on the Fleadh atmosphere in the town. However, there was music to be found in every pub in Ennis, and all the Ceilidh were packed with set dancers. Clare competitors were to the fore in competitions, winning over 80 places, and were named the best overall county at the conclusion of the Fleadh. The Fleadh was staged in a city centre for the first time in 1975 in Waterford City, from July the 18th to the 20th. Waterford County Board Chairman Paddy Halpin from Ballymacarbery and Waterford County Secretary Christopher O'Shea headed up the Fleadh Organising Committee. The weekend was opened on Friday evening, July the 18th in the Tower Hotel, followed by competitions on Saturday and Sunday held in the Technical School and in Scull-Owen. A prize winners concert and céilí brought the Fleadh to a close on Sunday evening. Skibbereen in West Cork was the host town for Fleadh na Mún 1976. Though the Skibbereen branch was only founded 7 years earlier in 1969, they had successfully organised Fleadh Cheoil on 2 occasions prior to 1976. The organising committee, under the chairmanship of Joe O'Sullivan, worked hard to ensure a true West Cork welcome was extended to all visitors to the town. Comhaltas National President Martin McCabe from County Monaghan officially opened the Fleadh in the town square, which was followed by a céilí with music from the Blarney Céilí Band. 1,600 competitors performed over the weekend in 7 competition venues throughout the town, before the Fleadh concluded with an Fleadh Cheoil in the town hall, featuring the Ballincollig Scoríocht group. Music could be heard in every corner of the town, with many impromptu street sessions and street dances taking place. Many locals commented afterwards that Skibbereen had never seen a weekend like it before in the town. Thousands of visitors poured into the West Limerick village of Athay for the 1977 Fleadh, with the village of tents popping up on the riverbanks as the many visitors set up camp for the weekend. The Fleadh was opened by National Comhaltas President Martin McCabe on Friday night, followed by a celebrity concert with Crave Temple Glanton, Nora Butler, Sean Ahern, Ceoltóirí Limní and Aliach. Crowds packed the 6 venues in the town for the Munster Fleadh competitions, with high standards of competition prevailing in all age groups over the weekend. Following the competitions on each evening, there were open-air performances on a platform in the town square under the direction of Dan Keane from Moyvan. Tralee, County Kerry staged the Munster Fleadh for the first time in 1978. Unfortunately, it was a very wet weekend which impacted upon many outdoor sessions, and the official opening was not able to take place outdoors as planned. Over 1,500 competitors took part in 140 competitions held in 9 venues throughout Tralee. Munster Council Chairman Diarmuid O'Cahan said the Fleadh was the biggest ever, and the large number of people taking part showed how successful Comhaltas music classes were throughout the province. He also noted that many musicians were becoming more versatile and were now playing several different instruments in competitions. A celebrity concert took place on Saturday night in the Ash Hall, featuring performances from Donal DeBarra, Nora Butler, Seamus McMahona and the Dúchas Ciarraí Cabaret Group. Another notable milestone from the Fleadh weekend was the official opening of Dúchas, the new Kerry Comhaltas Centre in Tralee. Standards at the 1979 Munster Fleadh competitions in Templemore continued their upward surge and reached an exceptionally high level in the under 11, under 14 and under 16 age groups. The organising committee were complimented for their excellent organisation of the weekend. Speaking at the official opening of the Fleadh, Laurás O'Murrachu, Ard-Stúrthóir of Comhaltas, said that the Fleadh has become one of the great national events in the cultural life of the country and is a vibrant expression of our nation's rich heritage.
Angleta God Lord let help Marshi the Yarvig Ila here Haishalig Eredrur far shave Stoker na canneries Har na farigi Dis na New South Wales
1980. Fleadh na Mún 1980 took place in Tulla, County Clare, an area synonymous with the East Clare style and home to so many renowned traditional musicians over the years. Indeed, one of the highlights of the weekend was an open-air pageant on Sunday afternoon entitled Heritage of Tulla, depicting the cultural and historical traditions of the area. While the pubs of the town overflowed with musicians, set dancers enjoyed 3 céileatha with the Tuna, Inchicronan and Tulla céilí bands. Ard-Stewardhóir of Comhaltas Untitled said he was struck by the large attendances in the competition venues over the weekend, and he also paid tribute to the organising committee, whose efforts he termed superb. Dungarvan was host venue to Fleadh na Mún for the 3rd time in 1981, with over 1,500 competitors taking part in the Fleadh competitions. To ensure minimum delays and the efficient running of the competitions, they were spread over 10 venues in the town. The Fleadh was officially opened by the Comhaltas Ard-Stewardhóir in Lawler's Hotel on Friday evening, July the 10th, and this was followed by the Munster Senior Set Finals. A novel innovation at the 1981 Fleadh was the Fleadh Club in Lawler's Hotel, which was a resounding success over the weekend. While musicians on the streets of the Dungarvan area were hard to find, hundreds of musicians and singers gathered at the Fleadh Club each night, where the music sessions continued into the early hours. Once again, it was a very successful weekend in Dungarvan of the Déise. The Fleadh returned to West Cork in 1982, with Dunmanway having the honour of staging the Fleadh. The organising committee, headed by Neely McCarthy, spent many months planning the Fleadh and working to raise the £5,000 needed to run the event. While damp weather conditions prevented much of the planned street entertainment from taking place, over 1,000 competitors performed in 10 venues across the town, with the set dancing finals being held in St Patrick's Hall. 3 céileatha took place with music from Dennis Lynch, Ty Carney and the Tuna Céilí Band. Dunmanway Choral Society were on hand to sing the Oria the Mass at Afran na Fleadh on Sunday morning. A new initiative by Comhaltas na Mún in 1982 was the introduction of a 2-day summer school entitled Scoil Faun agus Áráin, with 41 students attending classes prior to the weekend's competitions. The aim of these workshops was to promote the playing of slow airs and traditional singing in Munster. Speaking at the conclusion of the Fleadh, Munster Council Chairman Micheál O'Loughlin said it had been a great success, and I believe anyone staying in Dunmanway over the weekend would echo these sentiments. (1983) History was made in 1983 as Dunmanway became the first town to stage 2 successive Fleadh Cheoil na Mún. Once again, the Craobh Dunmanway organising committee worked tirelessly to ensure another great weekend was enjoyed by all visitors to West Cork. Festivities opened with the 40 members of the Mert Kelleher accordion band marching through the town centre, which set the tone for a great weekend of sessions, céileatha and competitions. (1984). The Kerry town of Killorglin was the scene of a memorable Fleadh na Mún in 1984 from July the 6th to the 8th, which was attended by over 2,000 visitors. The town had previously organised 2 Kerry Fleadhna and had proven itself a suitable venue for the Provincial Fleadh. A combination of fine weather, a pleasant relaxed atmosphere and high music standards combined to make the event an outstanding success for the hard-working local organising committee under the chairmanship of John Brennan. National President of Comhaltas, Jim McCauley, said that standards and competitions were rising every year, and he said he was particularly happy to see the fiddle and the flute returning to popularity. During the weekend, set dancers enjoyed dancing to the music of the Cratloe Céilí Band, Ceoltóirí na Féile and the Desmond Céilí Band from Castle Island. Other highlights included Scoil Fáin agus Áráin, a parade featuring Killorglin Youth Band, open-air concerts and many informal sessions on the streets of Killorglin. 1985. Fleadh na Mún 1985 was organised by the Sarsfield branch of Comhaltas in the Limerick village of Hospital. Despite the adverse weather conditions, thousands of visitors gathered in hospital for the Fleadh. Tributes were paid to the organising committee under the chairmanship of Michael O'Connor for their efficient organisation of the weekend's events. Tipperary town was the scene of music, song and gaiety for the 25th Silver Jubilee Fleadh na Mún in 1986. A large influx of visitors converged on Tipperary town to enjoy the Fleadh weekend in warm summer sunshine. The Fleadh céileatha were held in the Royal Hotel with music from the Errol Céilí Band and the Shannonside Céilí Band, while 1,500 competitors gathered in the vocational school, in St Michael's National School and in the convent school for the Fleadh competitions. The official opening was performed by Chairman of the Munster Council James O'Connor and by La Rosa Murracu Ardstúrthóir of Comhaltas. The local CJ Kickham Brass and Reed Band paraded through the town on Friday night, and open-air impromptu sessions were very much a feature of the Fleadh. Tributes were paid to the Fleadh chairman Donnacha O'Cinnéide and his organising committee on a job well done. 1987 was Clare's turn to host the Fleadh, with Kilrush and West Clare being given the honour of organising the Fleadh. Although the opening festivities of the Fleadh had to be abandoned on Friday due to a downpour, weather conditions were much kinder on Saturday and a heatwave on Sunday contributed to a carnival Fleadh atmosphere in the town, as Market Square resounded to the sound of traditional music. 11 venues in the community centre, in the CBS school, in the courthouse and in the Convent of Mercy were the main centres of activity for the Fleadh competitions on Saturday and Sunday. A colourful parade through the town led by the local St Senan's Brass and Reed Band on Sunday evening, followed by a Céilí with the Tulla Céilí Band, provided a fitting grand finale to a wonderful weekend. Munster Council Chairman James O'Connor said that the Fleadh Kilrush had been one of the finest Fleadhna to date, and he praised the suitability of the town and the abundance of good competition venues to the overall success of the event. Thousands of visitors travelled to Dungarvan from July the 8th to the 10th in 1988 as the town staged Fleadh na Mún for the 4th occasion, jointly hosted by the Naomh Pádraig and Dungarvan branches of Comhaltas. The Fleadh began with an enthusiastic gathering of young musicians and singers for the annual Scoil Fáin agus Áráin, which was held in the Friary College. A parade led by the Dungarvan Pipe Band commenced the weekend festivities before James O'Connor, chairman of the Munster Council, officially opened the Fleadh on a platform erected at Grattan Square. Set dancers were well catered for during the Fleadh, with dancing taking place to the Ballycoe, Shannonside and Thy Carney Céilí bands. A notable feature of the weekend was a set dancing workshop on the Waterford polka and Lancer sets, tutored by Alice Fitzgerald and Mary Marina. The fine summer weather on Sunday saw a huge crowd converge on the town, and there was not a parking space to be found. The streets were a hive of activity, with a feast of impromptu music sessions on the streets and outdoor set dancing in the square, which was greatly enjoyed by all who attended. Tributes were paid to the Fleadh Organising Committee, led by Tom McGrath, for their excellent organisation of the weekend programme. 1989. The small North Cork village of Fremont was the traditional music capital of Munster in July 1989, as it hosted the Munster Fleadh weekend. Though the local branch was only founded 6 years earlier in 1983, the branch had already proven its ability to organise major events by hosting the Cork County Fleadh in 1984 and in 1988. To cater for the large crowds in the village, a fully serviced campsite was made available by the main sponsors Golden Vale, and a large marquee was erected in the grounds of the community centre to provide catering for the general public. Along with the Fleadh competitions, which were filled to capacity as 1,000 competitors performed in 10 venues, 3 Céilithe were held for dancers with music from Tadhg Carney, Shannonside and the Shebeen Céilí bands. In his opening address, Munster Council Chairman James O'Connor said Fremont was an ideal location to host the Fleadh, as it is centrally located at the corner of 3 counties, Cork, Limerick and Kerry. Laura Muraku, Comhaltas Units, and Jack Roach, Chairman of Cork County Board, also led tributes to the organising committee, chaired by Con Herbert, and the entire community of Fremont for the superb manner in which the Fleadh was run.